So, everyone, welcome. Typically, I like to speak free and do not look at some text, but this is such a wonderful event that I had to make a few notes. And I also looked back into the history of the World ECDIS Day. This is now the 6th event, which we are celebrating here together in Hamburg, and it's also the 10th anniversary. And because it's so special, it brings together so many people from different fields, I did a little bit of research and tried to come up with something which you will all like and where you will all find yourself, and of course also find some of the topics of our today's speakers in their presentations. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Björn Röhlich, and I have the honor to be your moderator, and I also just found out that the clicker stopped working. So first and foremost, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests, Dr. Melanie Leonard, who is our Minister of Economics and Innovation here in Hamburg, and also Mr. Peter Tamm Jr., who is the landlord of this wonderful Maritime Museum. He's in Berlin today, but we have a little video message from him later on. Of course, I would also like to acknowledge our partners, you could say friends almost, the British Admiralty and the Maritime Cluster of Northern Germany, which also brings together a lot of those great innovative companies here in Germany which deal with the future of navigation. And one thing which is not listed here, but you can see it back there if you turn your heads into the corner, it's IC. IC is an NGO which works on ocean plastic mapping. And your company can become a member like ChartWorld did, or you as an individual can download the app and you can help to map ocean plastic. So, very good initiative. Thank you very much, IC, for coming here. Of course, I also want to welcome all of you. And when I say all of you, I mean hydrographers, manufacturers, representatives of shipping companies, administrations, distributors, competitors of ChartWorld, who have come together to learn, exchange ideas, share experiences, and maybe even debate a little bit in the best possible way. Now, when we talk about ECDIS today, it feels normal and almost obvious that any ship should navigate digitally, in real time, with up-to-date data. But if we roll the tape back to the, let's say, early 90s, the picture was very different. Here in Hamburg, a university research project started the first academic work on electronic navigation, and the first companies were founded, with the goal of enhancing the safety of navigation by removing the paper chart and navigating in real time on a computer. And back in 1992, maybe you remember, we were talking about a 486 PC. Yeah? So, and if you had a SVGA graphic card, wow, this was awesome. And then just for the fun of it, yesterday I did some Googling and asked the AI, how much more powerful is the new iPhone 17 Pro compared to such a computer? And I thought, maybe it's 1,000 times. But the answer is actually 1 billion times. Okay, so that was quite impressive and something I've learned yesterday. So a lot of things have happened in the meantime. But let's go back into this time. During that time, the late 80s, early 90s, the IHO requested suggestions for the standards of ENC, data storage, and display. And I'm proud that a few people still working with 7 Seas in Hamburg participated on the development of the first versions of S57 and the S52 standards. So it's really here from Hamburg. And at the time, it may have seemed like just another technical exercise. Working on standards and commissions can be, well, hard, to say it at least. But in reality, it laid the foundation of what has become a globally adopted standard, the very language of today's electronic charting. But it was still a long way, and a lot of work by the IMO, the IHO, and IEC, as well as the industry, all of you guys, OEMs here in the room, and of course regulatory bodies, to come up with a product that would replace the usage of paper charts on board. A system for mariners that shows the ship's positions in real time, not with a pencil mark and not with a light plotter on a paper chart, but on a screen. Now, with the availability of GPS for civilian usage in 1995, another important component became available, and the vision of safer navigation, better situational awareness, and ultimately fewer accidents at sea drove industry innovation. In 1999, right here in Hamburg, and only 36 meters from my current office, pretty much same floor height, at the BSH, the first ECDIS was approved. And at the time, we have Jochen Rudolph and Oliver Schwarz here in the room. It was a tight race between Transas and JSC. And for whatever reason, Transas won the race with the first type-approved ECDIS. So we still have the newspaper article of Jochen on that day in our company. Those were the startup days of ECDIS, full of competition, vision, maybe a bit of chaos, and the system prices for dual ECDIS, depending on the configuration, used to be between 30,000 and 40,000 euros. Taking inflation into account, we are looking at 100,000 or 120,000 euros today. Now all the shipping companies in the room will say, I would like to pay more. Just kidding. But then came ECDIS. So ECDIS mandate for most SOLAS vessels, and suddenly this wasn't just about technology. It was about rewriting ISM manuals, adopting flag state regulations, training thousands of mariners. Some of them are in the room, and I had the honor of training you, so thank you. With type-specific training and IMO Model 127. Also credits to Ralf Becker-Heinz, who did a lot of training and who was also very active with alternative means of training. So Ralf also used to be my boss. Ralf, thank you for coming here. Meanwhile, hydrographic offices and private companies were racing to digitize paper charts. We have our colleagues, friends, competitors from NAVTOR here, and back in the days, it came from CMAP. Yeah? CMAP was one of the very first companies who did a lot of digitization and produced a lot of data. So ENCs were then produced from more modern survey data, not from paper charts, under the WENT regime, and the ranks played a crucial role. We also have one representative here from the panel later today, ensuring that capacity building was made, consistency was achieved, and quality could keep pace with the demand of the mariners. But getting the data on board was still an issue, and so most of the time, CDs had to be shipped on board the vessel. Fast forward, and now look where we are today. We have event-driven updates. We have, so not just once a week or once a month or whenever the CD arrives. We have automated and optimized voyage planning, Myra, ChartWorld. We have weather routing and a bandwidth of onboard similar or superior to most German communities. Now that some of you might say, yeah, it's easy to say because internet is a Neuland for many of us, yeah, as our chancellor once said. But joke aside, connectivity and bandwidth on board is definitely something which is another game changer and also required for S100. Overall, vessels around the globe can now rely on a trusted digital ecosystem that ensures safe and efficient navigation. The vision of those early pioneers has become a reality. But as you all know, the story doesn't end here. With S100 and the very well-loved IP-based communications on the horizon, we are in many ways back to the drawing board, and once again, we are rethinking everything. Data production, distribution, navigation systems, route planning, route exchange, procedures, and of course, training of the navigators. With the goal to enhance safety by providing better time-sensitive data and manage traffic more efficiently, but gaining these efficiencies is also necessary. Yeah? So just remember the IMO climate targets which were set out in 2023. If we do not use everything we can, if we don't utilize all available data to optimize the routes, we will have a challenge achieving those carbon reduction goals. And here's the beauty of it. So we are now not just looking back on 30 years of digital history, but we look forward. And this is the next chapter. Today, we will hear from experts who will share their visions on the opportunities and the challenges that lie ahead. And we will also discuss a few of these topics in the working groups, and I would like to invite you to actively ask questions, participate, and maybe also get an understanding of what are the difficulties in developing that standard. World Actors Day for the past decade has always been about bringing people together. With this year's motto, From Data to Decision, embracing the S100 standard, we start from the first ping of a survey, hello colleagues from CARIS, and we end with the, well, safely executed and efficient voyage. Our community thrives on collaboration and innovation. So now let's celebrate the progress we've made. Let us challenge each other on what comes next. And let us also enjoy the conversations, whether they happen on the stage, on the panels, maybe later tonight over a beer. And before Dr. Leonard will open the event, I'm now happy to play you a short video of Mr. Tamm.
I'm very pleased to welcome you here today to the 6th World Actors Day. We are very pleased to welcome you all here in our house in the International Maritime Museum here in Hamburg. And it's such a coincidence because our house is always showing navigation and everything and how important navigation is. And actually when you see how this house here started, let me tell you a little bit about the background of the story. Actually this little model my father got from his mother, and she gave it to him and he decided immediately to become an admiral. But unfortunately he left school in 1947, oh thanks God, and we had no navy anymore, so he joined media. But he always was collecting. What I wanted to say was that it's kind of something small, something big can come. And this is an important message. And coming also to navigation. Now ships connect countries, connect people, connect things, and have the exchange. And this is so important. And without navigation, this will never had happened, and also in history. And this we show in this house here also. And you can see later, when you will see the house, how important navigation came and also developed over the years. So we could be very, very proud to have ChartWorld here and have showing the World Actors Day and having the topic of navigation. And this is so important because in the end of the day, the right course is connecting the right people, the right things, even in these troubled times today. Thank you for coming here. And again, we're again very proud and wish you a very good day with good exchanges and good topics and good talks. Thank you.